G'day and welcome to another episode. My name is Daethstro, the Aussie Geek, and today we are looking at the X-Transbots, like we're trying to pronounce this, Fioravanti. I'm assuming it's meant to sound Italian, like Ferrari or something. This is the Omnibot Overdrive, and he does look good now. I admit I haven't had time to put any stickers on this guy, so that's why there is no stickers, but as always, stickers not included because it's third party, obviously, so not sanctioned. And he does look great. Now, I will admit I'm going to be a little gingerly with his transformation. I do honestly watch Go and Bobby Skullface and all that just to get a feel when I get a figure. And considering Bobby's break, yeah, I took my time with this. He obviously comes in car mode, but I've got him in robot mode because this is how I've had him displayed. And so we will go from this to car to flying car mode, and then of course back here again. So here we go. So he does look good, I will admit. Also, I have his back mistransformed because I cannot figure out how to get it up into here. I'll just lift his arms up a little bit. Basically, this little port here is supposed to tab into here, but I can't figure it out. Either my roof's too stiff or whatnot. He has some definite, what's the word? Issues with tightness and whatnot in weird places, so just be aware of that. It is a bit hot in here, so if I'm reaching for a glass of water, you know why, and which is funny because I got some ice and put it in a glass of water and already the ice is already melted. So yeah, it was like 41 today here, and my place is, brick and plaster, and my front room is close to the front. Anyway, so he does look good. I will admit I did notice now that he does have a paint chip on his chin. No alternative faces, so it is what it is. I don't know when that happened, honestly. Also, a few things I've had to tighten over time. Like, I've had him for a week. Like, this guy showed up randomly. Like, obviously I ordered him, but I didn't expect him when I expected him. I was literally trying to figure out what I was going to record. So I think I said it in the Subnautica video. Surprise, something new. So here we go. I will admit, we'll go through accessories in a minute. The guns, I'm not a fan of. This grey simple plastic, and I'll get the other accessories. They're also in the bag. I haven't taken them out except for one, the gun. So you have alternative guns. You have this one. You have this one, which is where the other one was sitting. And it's grey. And it looks possibly painted. That does move, but it's really tight, and I'm not really comfortable with doing that. It could be painted, or it could be just plastic. Sorry for the focus there. But I'd rather them be black. And here's the manual, because the box is fallen over. As you can see, the gun's black, and I would have liked if the guns were black. Honestly, I reckon it would have looked better. We also get part effects. So these are for this one. This one is for vehicle mode, and this one is for the gun he's holding. So I'll put that aside, and you can take this either way. Just plug that onto there, and now it has a part effect. So you can shoot things, but very rarely do I use part effects, except for, say, my Inferno and whatnot. So that's just going to go away, and I've untabbed his gun. But that's all right. We'll get rid of that for now. We'll need it later. There's hinges here too, so that could possibly move. There we go. So it folds that way. I'm assuming these tab into the car mode. I looked for something in the instructions, but I didn't look specifically for like the guns. Yeah, it doesn't really say. It's just how to transform it. So if he does have part storage, I don't know how. All right, so there we go. And apparently, going by that manual, I've actually got these around the wrong way, which doesn't work because there's no tapping point. So either way, it's not tabbing in. All right, so we can do our first size comparison. And I will admit, I did have one of the Omnibots when I was a kid. I had Downshift. Don't have him no more, but I'm looking forward to his release. So here he is with MP10. And he's a pretty good size. He's basically car former. So sides Sunstreaker and all that. So there we go. God, it's hot in here. I haven't even checked the temperature in here. Also, I gotta admit, holy crap! I think I mentioned it in my Subnautica video that I had like 86 views on that two-step Optimus Prime. But holy crap! Last I checked it as of recording this, I had 483. So I'm glad you really liked it. All right, so articulation. Head can do a full 360. It can look up, but the tension, that's what the word I was looking for. The tension is tight on the head. So you're more likely going to move this panel. The camera up a little bit. We do have arms can go full 360, can go out this far. We have bicep rotation, but the seats on the back are going to start rubbing up against the door, so you might want to have to move that. We do have double jointed elbows, but the wings getting in the way. Hands do rotate, and that I feel is stupid. We have single pin knuckle for the thumb. Index finger is on its own with the pin, and the other three are together. I hate this wrist. Oh, it goes in and out if you want it that way. It doesn't lock in, and I'm worried I'm going to tear the pin out of this. So it just slides effortlessly. It's stupid that way. The thumb does hold it in place a little bit, but not by much. But once you've got it stationary, you're right. You do have a teensy tiny ab wrench, not much. Do have a waist swivel. Legs go out this far. Another slight issue there. Legs come up that far, so he's got a huge high kick. Legs go back that far. It would obviously go higher. So if I move out of the way, so roughly about there, maybe a bit more. He has hip rotation. Just be careful that doesn't rub against his pelvis. It has single bend knee. Oh, maybe a little bit more. He has ankle tilt, which is scary on its own. And that is supposed to stay up, but it's not going to happen. You have down and you have no up. You do have heel if you want to use that. So there we go. That shoulder is really tight coming back down from that. So there we go. All right. Try and get rid of the sweat. All right, let's get this guy into vehicle mode. Now, like I said, he comes in robot mode, and there is 2 steps that I didn't do, and I will point them out because one I couldn't quite figure it out, and the other one I couldn't get to, which I've already pointed out, which is the back. But that's all right, just to sit back there. You know, unless you're really going back, you're fine. And honestly, I think that actually might be Wild Rider's hubcap. So, yeah, I did have someone ask me if this is transformed similar to X-Transbots. X-Transbots, sorry. X-Transbots Wild Rider. But I don't know because I didn't get him. I've got fans' toys. All right, so we're going to pull this back a little bit just to get all this undone. And for starters, we're going to do the arms. So we're going to flip this out. Doesn't matter which way. And what we're going to do is we're going to lift up the door. This has things about it that I feel don't need to be here, but anywho, we're going to rotate the hand and we're going to close up the fist. It's a little bit awkward doing it one-handed, but you want to fold it all the way. Whoops, come in. Squeeze all that and get the thumb even sort of across. And this is just going to push up. There is no tabbing point whatsoever in there. That is just loose. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to bring the arm forward, and you want to get this in front, like so. Actually, I might actually need to do the seat. So across, and where is it? It's across and another way. Where is it? Up, down. Yeah, up. Is that right? Yeah. I think that just sort of sits in the groove. All right, so other side. I'll fix it later if I do it wrong. So open up here, lift up here. Probably could have just done the hand first. Rotate that around, push that up. Pull all this forward. There we go. Flip it across. And just sort of sits in the groove. Have I got it? Yeah. The seat moves some of the time, so it really doesn't help. All right, so next what we're going to do is we're going to flip this all up. And that's easy. This all tabs under here. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip this in. We're going to flip these back, and you're going to flip this around. I probably should have just left those out first. Flip that around and flip that in, so it sort of keeps it from going anywhere. I might have to fiddle with the steering wheel a little bit. We'll see what happens. All right, so make sure everything's nice and straight. I'm going to bring the arms down, and we're going to very carefully flip these in. Oh, hang on. I think I got to fix those wings, do I? I'm trying to think. It's very hot and my brain's not quite working. So, yeah, out. So just going to flip these wings out and flip. Which way is it? This. Yeah, I got to get that past the wheel first. All right, so fold. All right. So this is sort of a weird jankiness of it. So this is all going to come in. Where are you? Where am I? Stuck. So I'm getting caught up here. I don't know why. So that might have been right the way it was, but I don't think it was. Yeah, we'll leave that how it is for the time being. So want to get, actually let's get this head fixed first. So you're going to flip this over, and chances are you're going to take the head with it. You just want to straight out just enough that we have enough clearance to get that head past. Oh yeah, we got to turn it around. Sorry. My brain is not working right now. And flip that back, and then we should have the clearance to rotate that around. There we go. So that gets us where we want. And we're going to work this wheel out a bit and down. It's just a matter of getting the hinges where we want them. I'm hitting here and I don't know why. Whoop. Get out of there. Tolerances, that's the word I was thinking of before. Tolerances. All right. Now, I will admit these windows are only glued into place. So be aware of that. I think I've actually got his head up the wrong way. I think it's supposed to be the other way. I don't think it's really going to make much difference. I don't know if I can actually turn it around from there. There we go. Yeah. No, hang on. No. I don't think it is. It supposed to go that way? Hang on. Give me a second. I'm trying to think if it sits up so tight against that gun. I don't think it does. So, ironically, the pictures are actually showing me with his head facing down. So, I guess that's a thing. But I got this figure, I swear, with his face. Yeah. So, according to the instructions, the head's supposed to sit like that. But I kid you not, I'm sure, I know for a fact, the face was sticking up. Alright, so what we need to do is try to get all this into here. So that's going to sit in here. And providing my legs straight. Now, I'm not going to tab this in yet because we need to deal with these first. So I'm just trying to sort of get things articulated. So probably part of the problem is that piece there, and there's not much clearance when it comes to the tires there. They're really tight up here. All right, so we'll leave them for the time being. We need to get, I'm just trying to think. I think I've got something's in the wrong spot, I think. No, that's all in the right spot. No. All right, so let's get to the legs. So this is where all the scariness really comes in. Actually, what I can do is should be able to get, I thought I felt some paint or something on my fingers. You can at least get that mostly in place. All right, so the scariness is really where the legs are. This is the stuff that's basically Bobby broke. No offense to Bobby. No offense to Bobby. He's been doing this way longer than I have, so I'm not even going there with that. I'm literally looking at those, thinking they should be moved. But I don't think so. I think it goes over those. Anywho. All right, so what you're going to do here is you're going to very carefully flip this down, flip that up, flip that in. Now, there is apparently a piece in here somewhere, I don't know where, I haven't touched it, that's apparently supposed to fill in gaps somewhere, but I haven't done that. You're going to flip this down, be careful of this. You're going to flip that down, you're going to straighten it out. I'll sort of rotate it there, because you want basically the foot pointing back. All right, so we're going to rotate that up very gingerly and rotate that in. So this is one of your breaking points. All right, so we're going to flip this out. This little piece is going to go in, and we want to keep all this out of the way. So we're going to rotate all this in. Be careful of the foot. You may need to, this is why we're not fully tabbing arms in yet, because we're not going to have enough clearance. Fold those out a little bit, give us a little bit more clearance. And that's going to fold in. You may need to spread the legs just to get your clearance past here. And I'm getting other pieces that are in my way. Just fold that in, just get out of the way. Bring that around, keep that up, and come around to this side. And we're going to, of course, that go back in. So this is going to come here, and this is going to go across. Just make sure first that this piece down here is lined up. So we want that to wrap around very carefully. And that gets it here. That is a very possible breaking point when getting into robot mode. So I'll show that again. But then this is all going to plug into here. So the heel's plugging into the back of the car. So as long as everything's straight, we should be right. Now I'm going to try and pull that out a little bit because I need the clearance. I know I'm undoing things, I'm sorry. but I need to get the clearance to get the other leg in place. So we're going to fold that in there. We're going to bring this down, and this was really tight on mine. I have to keep screwing this in, and I've had to tighten this screw in this. So far, the knees have been, for the most part, all right, but it's the ankle that's been giving me trouble. So fold that in, and we just want all that out of the way. We're going to fold that in, if I can get this piece out of the way first. So get that up there, so that's a little bit tight. Just fold that in as far as it'll go. Make sure that's lined up. So we're going to get this up, and we're going to spin this around and down. And then we're going to bend this, like I said, we're going to give him the splits. And then we want to get that foot around, and hope that's in line before we bring them together. Because once they're like that, they're pretty right until you have to transform it back. So my piece here is a little out of line. So that tabs in there together. Like so. And voila, and I think I've pretty much got everything squarish. I'm a little bit crooked there, but it's all right. It's all right. All right, so I want to keep these clear. It could be my hips are off, I think. So I'm looking at it, and it's looking a bit crooked. All right, so we keep all this best we can out of the way, and now we need to get these arms. And this is, once again, like I said, where one of the issues is. I'm just trying to make sure I've got those seats where they're supposed to go. Because I've transformed this a couple of times, but not too many. Because that feels like it should be further in. So I feel like that should go up. Because I know it slides two ways. There we go. So it does slide up. Because I just slid it down. Yeah, I think that's it. Sorry, I know I keep going over things. Sorry. Bloody hot. I might have to have a rest. Don't worry about that. The mirror just fell off. You know what? I'm taking the other one off too. Because honestly, they're iffy at best. Alright, so what we need to do is we need to get these arms in. I'm going to open the doors to make it a little bit easier. I'm going to lift these up to make it a little bit easier. And we're going to try our best, because I know the hands are going to be in my way too. I'm going to twist that, which I think I'm stuck on that. I keep getting hit here. It's this piece here that I keep making contact with. So that's going to shear off one of these days. And that's probably why I have so much trouble, and I haven't seen anyone else reference that yet. So maybe I'm the first. That is gonna, if that's painted, I'm seriously gonna end up shearing that off, because the arms don't slide up, they just slide straight down. So it's just a matter of getting past that. All right, there we go. So we'll get that up there. And there is, where are you? Sort of a tab in here. So that's going to go in there. You're going to try your best to sort of straighten that up all under that. So this is going to come under here, providing the hand isn't going to get in the way. And I honestly, this is, to me, feels like it's just all feel. I don't even think I've got the arm up far enough. So I think I don't have the elbow up far enough. I think the elbow's too far down. So I think that should actually... As it goes the other way. Yeah, it goes the other way. Sorry, I apologize. It goes the other way, so you want the forearm to the back. I thought I was doing something wrong there. And then you just need to feel for the tab the best you can. And my shoulder's turned a little bit, I think. I swear I can usually get one side in, but I can never quite feel the other one. So what I'm going to do is, I've actually mostly got that in place. So I'm just clipping the roof in, which I think I've actually got a lot of things in the wrong spot. All right, so this is, it could be the hand. All right, I'm going to try this, just see what happens. I'm just doing my best to flip this up. Because what's going to happen is this is going to go in the front of here. So we'll see if I've got it right. So yeah. All right, so there, I've got that. So we're going to straighten this up. This is going to come up and go into this little gap here. Or I should say up here. So it's two spots, here and here. So here and here. All right, whoops, I'm pushing on the back as well. Now, with the door, I don't know how I'm going to show this, but basically, there is a little teeny, actually, where are you? Light my things. All right, so if you look in here, if I can focus it, all right, there is the incy groove in here. That has to sit in that groove. So something isn't quite lined up properly. There, I got it there. So maybe that'll hold. So it does feel bad. It doesn't feel good. I won't lie, it does not feel good. So that's one side done, and my light does not help with my brightness. All right, so we're going to do it on the other side too. So I'll just turn the light off for a moment. All right, so we're going to slide this up, and we're going to bring this down, which that one was a little bit easier. Hope that fist stays up. Oh, we have to fix the arm, the one that I screwed up. So fold that across. I'll fold that in. It was in the right spot anyway. Then we can bring all this down. Once again, getting past that bit of plastic. Keep the wing out. Get that wheel turned around. And voila. And I think that's the one that I always can get in, because now that's tight. So I'm going to get that in a little bit away. Going to lift this up a bit. And if everything lines up, voila. So we're going to get this out of the way. We're going to fold that up, and that's going to plug in the bottom. And once again, I think I might have already done it. There is that groove, and I'm a little bit too high, so I'm going to bring it down just a little bit. There we go. And that, yes, that is loose. That was tight when I got it, but I think it's this screw. It doesn't really tab in, so maybe there's something in there that I'm not tabbing into, but I don't know. I do not know to speak the honesty. All right, so we're going to flip this around. Oh, this one, yeah. Down, which is probably why I had to move this. Because we're going to... Yep, I think that's why this gets twisted. Yep, up, down, and around. And it's just gonna sit in here. I think you can get it over. Don't do that, you'll snap that. But I think you can get it over here, but there's no tabbing point, so there's no real point. So flip that up, bring that down, and keep that flat and over. And you can move that if you want. You'll need to leave it where it is anyway for transformation. All right, then we can close the door, and hopefully things have lined up. So you have this port tab here, which is going to go into here. And those mirrors were literally glued in. So now if this piece here is not lined up like I said, this door will not shut. So close, and there you go. I had to push the wheel in a little bit further, same on this side. So we're going to close the door and we're going to give it a push, and that gets us mostly lined up. Mostly being the honest word. See, that one's nice and lined up, this one isn't. So something is, there we go. So that's set, that's now seeing properly. So these pieces are going to sit up against here. All right, almost finished. So we have the roof. This is going to be situated this way. You can flip it around if you want a different look. But you just line all that up. Actually, what's in the way? So there is two pieces, which were the sides of his abs, that are now in my way. So I don't like using my screwdriver, but my parts separator is in the living room. I can't be bothered going and getting it. So we just needed enough clearance that that should sit on either side. Come on. Still don't think I've got enough clearance. And I can flip those seats up properly on there. So I probably should have put the back, there we go. The back piece should have been probably better situated first. So just push that forward a little bit. Yes, I admit I know I haven't turned the light off yet. Where are you? All right, now what am I up against? Sometimes you sort of have to snap it forward. I'm guessing I'm not quite. My head's starting to move because me bonnet's in the wrong spot. Me thing's in the wrong spot. They're down far enough. Why aren't you going down? For some reason, his thrusters are rubbing against something. I'm an idiot. Crap, I'm an idiot. So there's two pieces in here that if they're not out of the way, it's not going to work. So give me half a second and a cool down and I will fix that. All right, so I'm back to it. So there was two red pieces in here that were in the way. I will show them in transformation when I get back, so you can actually see what the deal was. I will hopefully put a warning saying that I missed a step, so they can just go in there now because there is nothing in the way, and I can turn the light off. And then, of course, then we can put these back where they were. You get up there because I don't want you in the way. And same side. Get up there. There we go. There we go. And then we can close the doors, and there is Overdrive in his vehicle mode. Now, like I said, we do have the mirrors, but like I find with most, like, it is just not focusing. Now, what I find with most car formers is they glue them in place and they just, they fall out. So you can just simply, plug them back in. I think this is the right one for which one. Actually, that might be over this side. So they can just go back in there. And they can go back in, it'd have to be this way, otherwise it'll look funny trying to be able to see underneath. So there we go. There is car mode. And now the head's a little loose, which I'm wondering. See, now that they're starting to shift. Now, I will point out, once again, not having a go at Bobby. 1 second. As I was saying, not having a go at Bobby. Because holy crap, he's way bigger than I am. So no disrespect to him. But if you grab this to open the door, you're going to break the windows off, the mirrors off. So don't. Just don't. They do not have enough leverage and the glue sucks. Alright. So we can, and I'll just drop the camera a little bit. Sorry about that. He does look good. He does roll, although for some reason one of my wheels is, this one is a little tight. I don't know why. But it's rubbing against. How's that? No. It's sort of rubbing against the top here. That one is a bit too. So, I don't know if they're just not quite angled. There we go. That one's a bit smoother. So it does roll somewhat. There we go. Now it's rolling. But something's rubbing against somewhere. So we can do a size comparison in this mode. There he is with Windblade. Try that again. Beg my pardon. So yeah, he's a bit bigger, a bit smaller than Windblade. You know, obviously he's a car. She's a jet. So there is that. All right, now we can do one simple transformation, and that's get him into flight mode. Now, before I do that, actually we can do partly. You can lift up the front lights, and I'm only doing this with one side because one is back the way it was supposed to be, and the other will not go in. So you basically push under there, and your light comes out. But this one I cannot get flat again. This one I got flat. This one I cannot get flat. So yeah, I cannot flatten that. It's now partly raised always. You can do a couple other accessories, not accessories, but display pieces. The easiest way to do it is to get this roof up. So what you want to do is just pull back, which pops. I don't know if it's the temperature or what, which pops this, and you can lift this up again. And we'll use this for the transformation, but this is the easiest way to get that door open. And reveals the seats and a steering wheel, which it's nice, but these aren't. I'm hoping this keeps it from moving. But these are not alternators. I don't need that much detail in my car mode. It's like getting a Seeker and having all the instruments and everything in there. So I don't need it, but you can have that. You can't open the bonnet or whatnot, because I would believe, yeah, the engine would be up front. So we can close that, and we might as well get it into its second mode. So we want to flip these over, and these are nice if you even just want them as display pieces instead of the flat roof. So that's all going to go back down there. We can come under here and we can pull out our wings, and you can put them how you want. I'm just going to put them the general way, so you can lift them or lower them and whatnot. And then what we do is we come up here and we lift the part of the bonnet up. You're going to flip this out, which is why the head didn't quite work the other way, but still. Flip that around, push that down, and now you have flying car mode. That is the screw. I know this is supposed to tab in here, but this is simply the screw. I wouldn't say it's a step up from Trax. I'd say this is actually a step down from Trax, because at least Trax had tail fins. But you're supposed to be able to put this on a display stand to make it fly, but I'm not quite sure how that works or which display stand, because here it is here, and I'm doing an atrocious job with there you go, with zoomage. So it apparently plugs underneath, and voila. And of course you can take the big old one here and plug it into here. And of course we can do a size comparison once again. Not that there's much difference, but there's Windblade with him again. Right, so let's get this guy back into a robot mode. And hopefully I do a better job of it. So we'll just put the camera up a little bit. Sorry for the motion sickness. And the camera's a little bit wonky. All right. So it's that screw. Like, I know this is supposed to tab into here, but it doesn't do anything. And I'm probably going to have to get my screwdriver and screw that in while we're transforming it. All right, so I'm going to flip that back up again, which I suppose you could use that as a display piece if you really wanted to. Fold that in. I'm going to give it a slight push to... It's easier doing it this way. Try to get that bonnet popped up. And we can flip that around. So they're flat again. And we won't put it all the way in because we're going to have to get it out anyway. All right, so what we're going to do is we are going to get the wings out. We're going to lift up that bonnet a bit, and we're going to get the doors out like so. I'm going to flip these pieces out, and we're going to get these pieces out. And we're going to, because that will just fold in there, but we're going to still need to move that just to give it a little bit of clearance, like so. Then we're going to lift the arms out if they untab, and actually what we're going to do is get that window out of the way, so that way we might be able to just fold that in half, make it a little bit easier for us. All right, we're going to split the legs. We're going to be very, very careful, very, very careful. And what we want to do is get them as wide as we can. Flip out one side, or untab from here first, and fold that around very gingerly. And we're going to very carefully flip that around so we have our leg in the right spot. We can then bring this down and around. And which one was it? Is it that one, or was it that one? That one. So I'm going to take my little handy dandy screwdriver. Just give it a little bit of a turn. Just turn that a bit. Not too much. I don't want to strip the screw or anything. So there's, like I said, there's a little piece in here. This is why I really need to leave my pasta spreader just in here. And it folds out into here. I do not feel it's absolutely necessary to do, so I'm not doing it. It doesn't help with too much, so I'm leaving it alone. I actually should have got my part separator because I'm going to need to get this piece out. I should just use my screwdriver. So I'm going to flip all that out and just fold that out. By the way, let me know if I should just leave this light on in general, whether that helps. Let me know, I'm curious. So we're going to fold this in. We're going to fold this down. We're going to bring this in. We're going to flip this little piece out. We're going to flip this up, and which mine's now a little bit tighter. And it's going to sit in the groove there. This is going to come over and go over here. This piece is going to go and fill in this gap here. So this piece here that I said just fills out this little piece here, which I don't see useful. I wish this piece had a screw because, all right, that one's being a bit more friendly, but it just sits up there. If it's a little bit tighter, it would be right. And then we can flip the heel back. And that's one leg all done. All right, once again, now we have it a little bit easier with this one. And it racked my brain. I'm like, what other figure have I got that reminds me of this part of the transformation? And it's Transformations Breakdown. But I wasn't scared I was going to snap anything off. So get that untabbed there. Fold this around under, and we have a bit more clearance, hopefully. Get all that down. We can flip this back like so. Alright, so then we're going to bring this down and around and down. So you bring it down here, here, and here. Oh, I did it again. But at least I can easily show it on this one. So I'm just going to flip the foot out of the way. There is this red piece in here. That was in the way of my roof. So what that does is that comes down. If I can get it in there without having to unplug everything. We shouldn't have to. No, I'm going to have to. There's always some piece somewhere. So this piece flips down to fill in the foot. If that piece is still there when you go into robot mode, you will not be able to close that roof. That was my mistake. That was, once again, one of the spots I was supposed to show and I didn't. So there is where my stuff up was. And ironically, I've known other reviewers who have pointed that out and I completely forgot about it. Absolutely, completely forgot about it. So we can do it better on this side. So get that foot out of the way, flip that down. As far as it'll go, flip that across and down. Might give that a quick tighten. Like I said, just a little bit. This is the same screwdriver head that I've been using for my tumbler. So now that's way too tight. Now I can't move it. Ironically, one of these was like crazy tight when I first got it. So, you know, take that for what it's worth. Oh, I gotta get this piece out too. There are times I'm like, I need to cut my nails. And then there's times like where I'm like, I really shouldn't cut my nails because I'm gonna probably need them. So flip that up. Flip that down. And we'll flip that in a minute. So bring this across. Flip that piece out. Flip that into place. Which is now really tight. Flip that in there. Flip that there. Fold this up and see, really loose. Flip that where it's supposed to be. And flip the heel back. Whoops. And honestly, when it comes to this, if it just sits on the heel, it's not going to make much difference. None of this really tabs in either. It's just more situatedness. And now he's back up on his feet. All right. So what we're going to do is we are going to lift this up and we're going to try our best to flip the wheels out. Once again, you're probably going to be rubbing against this, so be aware of it. And these were like super tight on mine. And you basically want to get them flat like this. This is the first time I've been able to get them that flat. So just be aware of that. We're going to flip these out, which were the pieces that were hindering our roof. We're going to flip these around to the back. To this day, I'm still not quite sure what they do. And then we can flip this piece out here, which is going to create our ab region. All right, we are going to flip the head back. And this is probably also where I actually scraped his chin. So then this can all come back and you have all these here, which will go into these. So just sort of line them up and press them down. They're pretty secure, all things considered. Finish getting his head around. I'll flip that back up. You might need to get your finger behind the panel just to keep it from moving. And maybe, can I? No. For me, I just can't get past his backside and it doesn't move far enough forward for me. So I'm wondering if this pin here is actually supposed to move, but it's crazy, crazy, crazy tight, and I'm not comfortable moving that without breaking it. So there is tabs on the back of here that will go into here and here, and that lines up enough, and I just sit it against his backside. His knees are feeling a little loose. Actually, his ankles are feeling loose now. right here. Not down here, right here. The screws, at least on mine, keep wanting to get loose. So that should have tightened it up enough that it's not going anywhere soon. I ain't playing with this guy, so I'm not too worried about his feet not moving when he's just standing still. So we're going to bring down the arm. Be careful of that piece, which I probably screwed that up. We want to keep all this out. We want to extend the arm. Oh, we need to push the seat back and across so it's flatter against the arm. Then we can straighten out all that elbow. So then we get this groove. Pull the hand out. And like I said, there's no locking point there. I don't like that. So I'm assuming it's the actual thumb that keeps it from going back up. So we want to fold this down. Go away, bug. Get that up first, actually. So get this down. Bring this down. Should come down. Where are you? There we go. Then they can come down. You want to close the door first and put that back. Oh, he actually has a butterfly joint too. But that starts moving the tires and everything, if that concerns you. I forgot. I knew. There's so many things with this guy I'm forgetting simply because I'm hot. I'm really, really hot and not in a good way. All right, so fold that back. Fold it across. You want to straighten out the arm. We can bring it around. We want to bring the door down. Bring the wing down. Fold this up first, I should say. Then bring the wing down. Fold that down. Straighten up. My shoulder is very tight. Oop, I'm untabbing things now. It's right once it's got on the shelf. Let me just say that. It's right when it's on the shelf. And there we go. There is Overdrive back in his robot mode. So I wouldn't say this is a bad figure. I will give it at least. It doesn't have articulated fingers. 2 articulated fingers, I will give that. The transformation, I don't know. It feels like there's steps there that doesn't need to have steps. Like, for instance, if getting rid of the seats and the steering wheel would have helped in any way, I would have said do it. Get rid of them. They don't need it. Excuse me 1 second. I got way more ice this time. But he does look good. Like, I would say get him, because I don't know when Fans Toys or DX9, if at all, will ever do Omnibots. So I'd say get him if you still can, which the places I usually buy things from, they more often than not have X-Transbots and DX9 and all that more than Fans Toys. I'm having a shit ton of trouble getting Fans Toys Scrap Eye at the moment from one of the stores I actually want to get it from. But that's neither here nor there. I'm getting off topic. I would highly suggest getting this guy, but use kid gloves for tolerances. If the tolerances like this are in downshift and I admit I forgot the third one's name. Anyway, if the tolerances are like that in those ones, I'm going to be using kid gloves with those as well. I do have a few X-Transbots. Like, I'd say this is close Fans Toys. Close to Fans Toys. Like, he's a good figure. All right, let's just say that he's a good figure. I enjoy him. I love having him in my collection. even with the legs, with the issues with the feet, which not too much of an issue, and the tolerances are a bit tight. So when you get this guy out of the box, know that you may have to push a little bit harder than you want to, but don't overdo it. You're gonna break it. So get a feel. Like once you've got this guy transformed a few times, you'll know what the feelings. Plus, as you can see, I've had to tighten his feet. His legs in two different places. So that is a thing. Beg my pardon. So, oh god, I'm going real well here. So yeah, I like this figure. I do. I've been really looking forward to the Omnibots. I really have been looking forward to the Omnibots because I didn't have this one. I didn't have the other one. I only had Downshift. I'm looking forward to Downshift, and I'm like, I've got to get them all. So why not? And it does, like I said, it doesn't help that I'm hot as all hell in here. I don't even know what the temperature is outside now. It's dark. Just to be clear, it's dark, and it's still hot as all hell in here. Stupid bricks absorbing heat. But yeah, so apart from that, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, give me a thumbs down. I promise you it will not hurt my feelings. Subscribe, ring that bell, leave me a comment. By the way, I have a post up at the moment. Not that I don't know how many people actually read my posts. But as the recording of this video, I have 92 subscribers and just over 22,000 views. I'm trying to figure out what to do for my next milestone video. So if I get 100 subscribers or to 25,000 views, whichever one comes first, I am looking to either be doing Generations Metroplex, Titans Return, Triptychon, Kingdom, Omega Supreme, or Power of the Primes, Predaking, which is, of course, 6 videos, 5 for the individual bot, 6 for Predaking himself. So if there is one of those you would like to see me do for a milestone video or videos, in the case of Predaking, vote on the post and let me know for when the event happens. It could happen next week. It could happen another 6 months. I'm just trying to gauge which ones you'd actually be interested in viewing in the meantime. But thanks for watching. I'll catch you later.